Good evening, everybody. I am DJ Squirrel, and right now it's just me and Fanny. I don't know where anyone else is. So we're just
I believe most of them must have forgotten about tonight's show.
I guess so. So if no one else shows up in like 10 minutes, then So anything we'll talk about or music break?
We just started. Why the hell are we going to do a music break now?
Because.
No music break just yet.
Okay. Here, we'll talk about all the wonderful news that Trade gave us.
Yes, the Trademark gave us. Trademark, who should be here, but is not. Actually, why don't you talk about the Steven Universe news?
Okay. So, for any followers of Steven Universe, yet another episode has been leaked. This time by a kid, it looks like. And what's odd is that he leaked it. He basically just recorded it on his TV, but what's strange is there's no screen bug. So we don't know
and
where
if you're not sure what a screen bug is, it's usually that little logo in the corner.
Yeah, there's no Cartoon Network logo anywhere on there. So we're like, where the heck did you get this? Why are you showing it? You're ruining this for everyone. Go to the corner now.
It's like, child, you need to be put in timeout.
So, yeah, but honestly, yeah, it's just whatever. But do not despair, as in Steven Universe has been renewed for a 5th season, so we're still getting more of it. Huzzah.
Yes, spoilers be damned, we still get our fix.
We still get our fix. So, continuing on to the pony news.
Huzzah!
First up, I know this is a wonderful topic for you, Fanny. More Equestria Girl stuff. Some new songs are appearing.
Yay!
For the shorts, but they're all in Russian. So if you know Russian, good for you.
Good for you.
According to the thumbnails, Dash is now a rapper, as we all secretly knew she was. Sai-Twi is
silly white girl thinks she can rap.
Is turning even more into a weird mad scientist, complete with Spike having a little green troll hair. So, like she has the little Dexter's Lab blue gloves on and pencils in her hair, and oh my god, how can she get even more geeky?
This is gonna be kind of odd.
Other things that they are showing in different languages except for our own. We've got a rarity short about fashion do's and don'ts that's completely in Greek. So if you know Greek,
again, good for you.
Good for you. Finally,
if only Rarity were here.
I know,
and
right?
not on a fashion emergency.
Yes. Up next, speaking of... Whoops, that was a terrible segue. Never mind. Things that are actually in everyone's languages. I am butchering this all to hell. We've got a cookie cutter set that...
Yay, cookies!
You can actually get... And they're actually really detailed. They're not just like pieces of shit from like Target. They're actually really, really cool cookie cutters.
Link these cookie cutters, because like the only pony cookie cutter I actually own is the fan made, but I didn't listen. Party favor face.
Yep, I agree, Grizzly. Not even try to get rid of the screen bug. Although they unfortunately had to take that joke out of the DVDs because no one would get it, and that's like, why?
But that's a perfect thing to make fun of it.
Yeah. I know, Grizzly. It's the most I've talked on my own show for weeks because everyone else talks over me.
And now there's nobody here to talk over you, so you have no excuse to be lazy.
I know. Up next, is this a new... Oh, this is a new book. For those of you who have read Journal of the Two Sisters or the Elements of Harmony books, this is the 2nd volume that's going to be coming out soon. Basically, it's just sort of a retread of all of the last couple seasons.
So think clip show, but in book form.
Yes, basically. Up next.
And you're right, these cookie cutters are very detailed.
Indeed. More comic stuff coming. Legends of Magic. Burning Dance Party got hit by a copyright strike, but apparently, I think from what I've heard, this has now been completely taken care of. The problem was a record kind of glazed the original artist, and Burning Dance Party were like fighting because they were going on and on about label. They were kind of going back and forth between each other about who owns the song and
these
and
petty
who
squabbles.
should be getting money from playing the song and animations and stuff.
Petty squabbles.
Petty squabbles. But it's all taken care of.
Good, because we don't need no more drama in the Brony fandom. We got too damn much already.
And lastly, Heroes of the Storm has a Discord reference, and you can totally see that in the link.
And that's, of course, Blizzard related.
That
Woo!
is Blizzard related.
And a perfect segue for what I wanted to talk about.
Okay, go ahead.
Alright, so as you all know, I, the fangirl, am a massive World of Warcraft fan. Because I play the game. It is indeed Warcrack, for those of you who know about the joke. It's Deadburn Warcrack. You think you play, you get obsessed, you try to give it up, you go cold turkey, and even after months, maybe even one thing pulls you back in and you're hooked. Like that. Well, it happened to me again with the release of Legion. However, it's not like with other expansions where with you have to wait an ungodly amount of time for content to be released in patches. And unlike others, say the last expansion of Warlords of Draenor, instead of waiting half a year for a damn selfie camera, we only wait a few months for new content to show up. Particularly right now, we are in the very first week, coming to near the end of the first week of patch 7.2, the Tomb of Sargeras. That is the release of our new raid. We are, I think, maybe 1 or 2 raids away from the final end content of this expansion. And that's going to be interesting. I hope they can draw it out long enough, because so far they've been banging out all the content. Hopefully they can draw that out long enough and actually make it to the next expansion in another year and a half. But yeah, we're in 7.2. With 7.2 comes yet more opportunities to catch up on artifact power for your magnificent legendary artifact weapons. There's brand new mounts for your classes, as well as for the various factions that you are fighting to protect and gain rep for in the Broken Isles. When you get a certain amount over Exalted, you get special mounts. Possibly. RN Jesus can smile upon you, and sometimes RN Jesus just doesn't care. But if you are lucky, you can get an emissary cache with an emissary mount. The mounts are as follows. There is the High Mountain Elder Horn, which is just a brown moose. There's plenty of moose mounts in World of Warcraft. The brown one is essentially a standard look, not as fancy as the Ghost Moose or the Nightmare Moose that you can get in another dungeon raid. From Azuna, you get a hippogriff, a blue hippogriff, very pretty design. From the city of Suramar and the Nightfallen, you can get a flying carpet. The first and only flying carpet that does not require a tailor and cannot be ridden only by tailors. Because right now in World of Warcraft, only tailors, or people with the tailoring skill, can make and ride a flying carpet. So this one is going to be available for all peeps. From then the last two are the most exciting ones. From Val'sharah, which is a beautiful Emerald Nightmare inspired area. And so, I mean, also Emerald Dream. It's pretty in the Emerald Dream section. The Emerald Nightmare one's appropriately enough terrifying. But in the Emerald Dream inspired area of Val'sharah, you get, and this is awesome, especially if you're a pony fan, you get a Dream Runner, which is a fucking unicorn. You get a white unicorn as a mount in World of Warcraft. After years and years of playing a fantasy game, we finally get the chance for a unicorn to ride on in-game. I am really looking forward to that, but the one I want more than anything, even more than the unicorn, is the one from Stormheim, which is Viking inspired. Stormheim's reputation gets you, if you're lucky, a Thorinir storm drake. And these drakes, you've probably seen pictures of dragons. There's loads of dragons in World of Warcraft. There's living dragons, there's dead dragons, there's frost undead dragons, there's burning undead dragons, there's black dragons, red dragons, blue dragons, green dragons. There's a fuck ton of dragons in here. But the Thorinir Storm Drake is the most badass looking of them all. Because these guys have the biggest damn chins and the most amazing design. I mean, they look awesome. They look fucking badass as hell. Both the blue and the red. And the red one we're going to get in the Emissary Cache. But Squirrel, I need to share the image of the Storm Drake with you, most especially because these dragons are fucking awesome. I say they're badass. They look badass. The leader of this dragon faction sounds badass in his VA. You seriously either want to own one of these dragons or let them eat your head. They are that cool. And on top of that, they're thunder dragons. So RPG players, thunder wielding dragons that just look badass as hell. And you get to ride on one. I'm serious. I was so excited when I found out we were going to get this dragon as a mount. Because ever since I first saw the Thorinir dragons in this one playable section of the game, of the new expansion, I had wanted it the moment I saw it. I was like, I want to ride that fucker! And sadly, we did not get the new mount. We did not get that mount in our questing. We got lots of other things in questing. We even got other mounts. But sadly, no badass dragon mount. Not yet, anyway. But yes. And as I mentioned on flying mounts and things that you can use to fly in the air, we also do get flying in the new expansion. There is a Broken Isles Pathfinder Part 2. Once you finish all of that, you get to be able to fly around. No more having to just use the Flight Master's whistle to jump around from flight point to flight point. No more spending money on flying across zones. Now, we finally get a chance to actually freaking fly ourselves all over the damn place. And that was a bad link. Let me find a better link. But yes, these are some of the biggest highlights, as well as, of course, the new dungeon, the new raid, the new tier sets for these various things. And tier sets, of course, referring to the clothes that you can wear, the new armor you can get. So yeah, we are in the throes of the first week, and I am very much excited. I'm very much still in the process of it. It's essentially this game. This game reminds me a lot of the very first expansion of World of Warcraft I played when I started playing World of Warcraft. You hear a lot of stories about vanilla WoW and how hard it was, or how confusing it was, but still, people really loved that time. Well, 2 years after World of Warcraft came out, they announced their first expansion called the Burning Crusade, which introduced the Draenei, which are essentially space goats. We're aliens with squid tentacles on our faces, and I say we because I play one. I played one when I got this expansion. Anyway, those are essentially, aliens with squid tentacles on their faces, tails, and goat legs. So yeah, they are space goats, because especially the females, they have horns on their heads. They just have like little goat horns. Either curly ones or like tiny little ones that spike up. It doesn't matter. We're space goats. That was one of the new playable races, and the other and that was for the Alliance, which up until that point had just been, typical races for a fantasy RPG. Night elf, human, gnome, dwarf, and then suddenly, boom, goat from outer space. Just landed in the middle of the damn place and just adhered to this pseudo magic / touch of steampunkish crap or techno-punk stuff from the gnome influence, because that's essentially what the gnomes are. They're fantasy techno-punk race of people. Anyway, the Draenei were for the Alliance, and then for the Horde, which included the orcs, which are typically seen as villain races. But if you play Horde, you kind of argue that. But, you get orcs on the Horde, the Tauren, the trolls, and the undead, known as the Forsaken in the game. But they got a new race as well. They got the Blood Elves, which look like, your typical elven design. Night Elves have darker skin or pale blue skin, white hair. They kind of look like drow, but they're not evil. The Blood Elves look like your typical, maybe Tolkien-like elves, very slight and pretty with red and blonde and black hair and stuff like that. And they got to and each new race got to bring in essentially classes that the factions didn't have before. Used in vanilla WoW, the Alliance didn't have shaman. They didn't have characters who could summon totems and do earth magic in that way, either for DPS or healing. Likewise, the Horde did not have paladins. They didn't have people who followed the path of the light, which is the pseudo-religious Christian.
They still don't have people that follow the light.
No, they still don't. Even with paladins, they technically don't. They just get their holy power from the Sunwell. But
no, they steal the light. They captured a Draenei Naru, and they're like, "This is our."
Not after the final. Thank you for showing up again, Shirley. Anyway, but yeah, after the final raid of that expansion, though, their Sunwell works now. So technically, yeah, the Sunwell is what gives them that power. But yeah, before then, yeah, they had captured a Naru, and that let them be paladins. But yeah, it was just. Burning Crusade was the expansion that got me into World of Warcraft. It was the very first one I ever played. I've been in and out of it ever since. And getting into Legion, it gives me so many reminders of that. Even more so than Warlords of Draenor, even though it was technically the same location as Burning Crusade stuff. It was, it just didn't feel right. Now I'm playing... now in Legion, I feel the same. I love this as much as I loved Burning Crusade. I love the new areas. I love the storylines they're going through. I love the new additions to lore and the explanations in the lore that this new stuff brings in. It just makes me happy. And 7.2, the patch currently, is just so much better because all of our hard work in the first few months of World of Warcraft are kind of pulling through and coming to fruition. You fight shit in the new fighting zone, and you feel as though you've really leveled up and hit the big time.
Unlike what they did with Wrath of the Lich King, where they started giving level 20s mounts.
Yeah, exactly. And it's even better now because, like, at this point, they've made it so that some of the bosses on the Broken Shore area, the new area, they scale with your item level, but only slightly. Meaning that they get a little bit more difficult, and rightly so. It's the area right before a raid. But they're going to stop scaling at a certain point. Whereas all the mobs in other areas and other questing zones, they stop scaling to match you or be higher than you when you hit 110. They hit a baseline and then they stop. And as you get a higher item level, which is essentially just how much your gear is, how strong your armor and shit is, as that grows, you get exponentially harder for the mobs to kill you, plus you can hit them for more, and it feels great. It feels like you're getting rewarded for you're finally building up. It feels, I hate to say it feels real, but it does feel a lot damn better. And
well, one of the biggest complaints my friends and I had during WoW, I was technically vanilla WoW, but right before Burning Crusade came out. And one of the things that we all said, oh, this is kind of silly with the Draenei, but I love the Draenei. And we kept playing it. They didn't change much from the original to Burning Crusade, except the addition of, the new races. And but then things just started to keep going further and further downhill. Things just got silly. Things just got too easy. I'm like, what the hell is this? Come on. And that's one of the reasons I did stop playing. I was like, okay, this is just let's hold your hand so you can do this.
I know it feels that way, but honestly, right now, it doesn't feel that quote-unquote easy. Yeah, they've made it so that you can level faster, and they've given you tools that'll make the semi-fast leveling even faster. Like, if you start a brand new, for people who are, especially people who are returning to the game, if you use, a higher level character to go and buy, and a character with more money on them, more in-game money on them, to go and buy heirloom stuff, which is essentially just old armor in really old designs, very vanilla classic armor designs. If you go and buy heirloom armor, that stuff stacks with your level so that you can not only have level appropriate gear on at all the time, you don't have to change anything. It also ups how much experience you gain as you kill creatures in the video game. So it essentially just, sorry, I forgot to turn off my phone. Anyway, as you're killing shit, I know, I'm so sorry. I'm a heat. But yeah, so with heirloom armor, as you're killing shit in game, say you have 2 pieces of heirloom armor that increase how much experience you gain by 10%. But technically you're getting a 20% increase for those 2 pieces than what you would be wearing if you didn't have heirloom armor on. So you get, instead of 300 experience, you get 360 experience, that sort of thing, and so on and so forth. So if you can afford to buy the heirloom armor, as well as the little augmentations that boost it up to stop working at level 100, and you essentially wear 5 pieces of heirlooms, you pretty much got a 50% increase in how much experience you're gaining, both from quests as well as the shit you're killing. So it does help you level a fuck ton faster. I know people who've had that strategy, plus also potions that increase how much experience you gain up to level 100. And they go from level 1 to level 100 within about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks, or 3 if they're not on every single day for about 3 hours straight.
Although I will say this much about old school WoW. They've since fixed this. There used to be a system, and there used to be a thing in place where the auction house, and for those of you who don't know what the auction house is, it's basically where you can, like, if you pick up something that you don't want, instead of selling it, you can put it on the auction house, and if there's somebody who does want it, they can, like, bid for it, and you get, like,
but only if it's not soulbound to you.
Only if it's not soulbound to you, yeah. The thing is, though, back in the day, and I actually got a great lesson of macroeconomics, there are servers to this day where the economy of WoW is ruined because of how these people were playing the auction house like it was the stock market. It was a perfect example of how Wall Street destroyed the nation back in the 1920s. I'm like, holy crap! I'm watching the Great Depression, the Great Wall Street crash unfold in World of Warcraft.
And it's insane, but there are people who know how to play that system and make money and not crash the system.
Yeah, the thing is, like, since then, the WoW mods and people like that, the guys who created Blizzard, has since, like, put in some things in place to keep you from doing shit like that.
Yeah, they've got caps on certain items, how much you can sell, how much you can sell it for. They've made sure that you can't just farm this shit daily and then oversaturate the market. They essentially give you mini lessons in how to. Plus, there's also YouTubers out there who give you lessons on how to play the auction house without fucking getting into trouble or breaking the system.
Yeah, without crashing that server.
So yeah, like Legion so far, I love it. 7.2 so far, I'm enjoying it. I have yet to experience the new raid because that raid is currently locked. Nobody can play it yet. They're going to wait about, I think, a week before they give us the first. It's either a week or 2 weeks before they give us the first looking for raid, or LFR, which is kind of like the training wheels version of it. And that's only the first few bosses. So it's going to be a couple weeks before that opens up, and naturally before the actual normal version, which is the entirety of the raid, before the whole thing opens. Because they're giving people time to get used to the new system, get new gear, because they also increased how much the item level of your gear is that you get from the game just starting out from baseline in the new expansion shit. So yeah, they've changed a lot of stuff, made it so that we can get geared for raids a little more easily, but not so easily that, we're stalling.
Sounds like fun. I might get back into it eventually.
I suggest you do. And if you do, dear listeners, if any of you are interested in playing World of Warcraft, if you buy Legion right now, there's a whole shit ton of sales going on. So you could also, if you used to play World of Warcraft and you want to change your server, you want to change your character's name, their race, you want to jump to a different faction. Say you used to play Horde and you're like, I don't want to play Horde anymore, I want to play Alliance. Or you're like, I used to play Alliance and now Alliance sucks, I want to go to Horde. Right now, all those services are actually on sale. They're like 25 to 50% off, which means that you can do Blizzard to like change you to change your server, change your name, whatever.
Just keep in mind when you say I want to change my name, you might not, depending on how packed your server is, you might not be able to get it at all.
Yeah, just be aware of the names you want. Be aware and stuff, and if your first choice isn't around, try your second and third, maybe a fourth or fifth. But hey, who knows? You never know. It just depends. The worst that can happen is your name is taken and you got to go with a different choice. But there is one thing. When you first buy Legion, which right now, if you buy it, I think you can still get a free level 100 character upgrade token. Essentially, that means for buying the game and the new expansion, especially. Not only will you have access to all the old content, which is like all the legacy stuff, which is called the legacy stuff, you will also get essentially a little coin that allows you to avoid the first levels, avoid leveling altogether, at least from level 1 up. And you can either create a new character if you're new to the game, and be level 100 right off the bat, and then start doing the new stuff. Or if you really want to look at the lore, really explore the world, really understand it, really just immerse yourself, you can start at level 1, get up to like level 40 or level 60, which is around the time people get your professions, which is blacksmithing, cooking, all that stuff. You can get some professions picked. You can get a mount or two. And by that time, then if you want to do the level 100 token, you can boost your character to level 100 with that. And anything above level 40, you get your professions automatically boosted up to level 700, meaning that you can make some of the more advanced shit right out there. And you don't have to go and buy new, you don't have to learn shit for that profession. You're just that level already, and you can go ahead and start making all the stuff that you want. However, I do encourage you to at least level 1 character from the start all the way to the end once. It could take some time. It might... I'm not gonna lie, there are some points and parts that will be a little bit boring, but if you do that, you'll really get the full experience, I think. You'll get a much better experience. You'll actually grow to like your character that you've created. You'll really get to understand how their class works, how the world is, what it is in the game. You'll get to really learn lore and big story elements and stuff. It's just, it'll make you appreciate it a little bit more. And 2, if you really find it that damn boring, or if you do get the 100 boost and you're like, what do I do now? I can't just play by myself. Well, if you join Steam Weedle Cartel, look for me, the fangirl.
You're on Steam Weedle.
I am in Steam Weedle. My name is not the fangirl on there, but I do go by the fangirl on my BattleNet tag. I do have the BattleNet tag of the fangirl. Let's see here. I'm actually going to list my BattleNet tag right here in the chat. So, Squirrel, if you want to share that with everybody listening, come look for me in the game. Put me on a friend if you think of playing. But yeah, this is my BattleNet tag. This is essentially just my name for people to look for me to add me as a friend. And you can talk to me.
On those BattleNet tags, you can find every single character they have.
Yeah, you can see me no matter which character I'm playing, whether it's on my main character of my shaman, who I love to play and whom I love to get all my major achievements on before I do anything else, or whether I'm on my tank, my tankadin, because I play a paladin as my other character, when I only use her as a tank, or whether I'm playing my monk. Gnome monk, by the way. I didn't go traditional with the panda mount, with the panda monk. And yes, we do have Kung Fu pandas in this game.
Yes,
they're hilarious as fuck, but damn, they work. They work. They're hilarious, but they work.
They're like a bunch of Jackie Chans from Drunken Master.
They are like the Kung Fu Panda, like Po and Kung Fu Panda, but a little less, not quite as goofy. Unless you're talking about Chi-Chi Storm Stout, and then it's just like, speaking of Chi-Chi, damn, that girl is frightening. Her face, it's just terrifying. No. No wonder her Uncle Chen doesn't want her going anywhere. She's terrifying. She scares everybody.
Nice little lesson on WoW.
More like some news. I was just going over the new stuff, like the class mounts. Oh, I forgot to list the class mounts. Oh, everybody gets one. I'm excited because the Shaman class mount, we ride giant elementals. Yes, shamans. We ride giant elementals, which change with our spec. If I'm in my enhancement specialization, I get to ride a fire elemental. If I'm in my elementalist, if I'm in my elemental specialization, which is essentially just my spellcaster variant, I get to ride on a wind mount. And if I'm on my healing spec, which is restoration, I get to ride a water mount. And they can fly.
I remember Burning Crusades when flying mounts were the big thing. Everyone just lost their shit over it. My girlfriend at the time had a druid, and when they released the druid's flight form, she was like, oh my god, I want that, but it was such a pain in the ass to get.
Druids get a new flight form, but...
Let's do a quick music break, guys.
Yes, music break.
Here on Celestia Radio, all fandom all the time.
Except when it's WoW!
I was about to say, except when we're really lonely.
Yep. Oh, hello everyone, we are back. We have Trademark with us, yay.
Hello.
We're not shutting it down early tonight.
Not shutting
Sorry,
it down
Squirrel.
because the asshole actually made it.
More like Squirrel wanted to be super lazy because he had an excuse this time, and now the excuse is gone.
Bet you wish you didn't do my job for me.
Sorry, Squirrel.
I can't add any more music because we're on the air. Oh well.
Alright,
So we'll be stuck with that.
So what we
So
doing?
I have a little thing to bring up. It's kind of interesting. Even though Fanny and Squirrel talked about the Russian Equestria Girl short music videos, which, by the way, Dash, never, ever, ever do that again.
Do
that was-
what? I haven't
She
seen that.
tried to rap.
Oh, it was so weird. So weird. And it wasn't, I couldn't even understand it because it's Russian. But it was just the way she was doing it. She was so 90s about it. I was like, oh my god, she looks
I
like...
think that was the point, because I remember, like, wasn't there like a montage of like them building a bus that looked like
Yes.
the Partridge Family bus?
Yes, they're building their band bus. But at the same time, I was just like, Dash, never do that again. You look like you're an extra on one of those Will Smith music videos from the 90s.
Yeah, let's never speak
Anyway.
of this again.
So I did see that, and it got reminding me of something. Back a few years ago, I attempted to learn French, and the reason I had to stop was because the only time I could learn it was while I was at work through my phone, and that used up a lot of data. So I stopped. I might pick it back up again because data is now free. Anyway, so it kind of made me remiss. I'm like, you know what? Let me see if I can find some of the. So what I used to do actually when I got to a certain level of French is I would actually find episodes of My Little Pony in French and watch them. It's a great way to absorb yourself in the language, and you can actually start picking up on phrases and names and things like that. It's actually kind of awesome that they can actually call the ponies by their English names, because if they were to like literally translate like Applejack would be named Jacqueline de Pomme. So
Boy, Jackie to what?
Jackie de Pomme. Jacqueline de Pomme. Jacqueline of Apples.
Well, that's just stupid.
Yeah, so they do call you Applejack or Applejack in French.
Damn,
But
fake.
you do not harvest apples, you harvest pomme. Anyway.
That just sounds wrong.
As
Damn
opposed to all
fancy
the other
ponies.
shit we discuss on air.
Damn fancy ponies and their stupid fancy words.
I'm sure the Apple family have some apples in France, AJ.
Right then.
Anyway, so I kind of got to thinking, I wonder if those videos are still up there. So I went and searching on MLP in different languages, and holy shit, did I find the gold mine on this stuff. And I have seen MLP in French, Italian, German, Norwegian, Hungarian, Czechoslovakian, Ukrainian, Russian, Turkish, Arabic. Amazingly, I'm actually surprised the show's allowed to air there.
What's that?
Because it's the Arab states, they're incredibly uptight about the whole concept of empowering women,
Ah.
and that's what MLP.
They probably give them all male voices.
No, they were female voices.
Isn't there a country actually that misgendered Rainbow Dash and made their voice male?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, but it's hard to tell because the VA for Rainbow Dash in Arabic makes it really high. Anyway, let me see. Portuguese, Spanish, and Latino. And if you want to know the difference, Latino is for the Mexican states like Mexico, Honduras, and those states down there. Spanish is Spain, Castilian. That's how they're differentiating it nowadays. But I think the one region of languages that I found the most of was the Eastern languages: Chinese, Japanese, Korean, Malaysian, Taiwanese.
Yep.
They love ponies over there, and in particular, they love Equestria Girls. Oh my god!
Oh dear.
I found the Equestria Girls. I found all 4 movies, at least scenes from all 4 movies, in every single Asian language you can think of, and it's so interesting to watch some of the stuff. And if you want like an interesting culture experience, say like there's a culture you're really fond of, I would suggest watching a dub of that language in MLP, because, well, here's a great example. So one of the things I did was I found this person who posted a bunch of the final scene of Friendship Games where Twilight turns into a demon in totally different languages, and it's kind of interesting the way they do it. You remember in the English version, there's like a lot, like whenever there's like, when it cuts to the other reactions of the other students looking around, it's mostly just reactions. They don't have any voices. They're just there. But in German, they fill all that dead air with gasps. There's like gasps everywhere. It's odd. So I'm like, is that a cultural thing, or are the VAs trying to get more money?
I'd say they want some more money. They're sitting in a damn booth all day. Might as well get something out of it.
Let's see. Japan and Korea, man, they put so much effort into it. They actually take this gig seriously. Like, you can tell there's a lot of emotion and emoting involved in those actresses.
Well, let's say they actually do a damn hard job, damn good job of emotion in Japan.
Yeah, but like, I'm also saying that, you know, this is their bread and butter, magical girl transformations at high school.
Exactly.
And I think, though, probably the strangest thing I came across when it came to all the languages was China. And the reason for that is, I think China localizes everything about it. Because I never hear their names. And it's not just the Asian thing, because Japan and Korea, they'll actually say Twilight or Applejack or Spike or Celestia, but they never. But when you watch it in Chinese, you hear that. I'm just like, so did they give them original names, or are they literally translating their names? So
did you look it up?
No, I tried to. There's no info on it, so I'm just like, it's kind of odd to me that China would do something like that when all the other nations are just like, no, just call them by their English names. That's why it's not confusing. Plus, China, I hate to say it, it might be a cultural thing with them, but damn, it just sounds like they're reading it off a script. They're just like, nah. I'm like,
gotta get
great.
that cash cow somehow.
Great, guys. Sounded amazing.
Phone it in.
It really was phoned in.
Yeah.
Whereas in Japan, again, as you said, it's their bread and butter to do voice acting for this stuff, for stuff like this in their own animation.
Yeah, I'm actually
right.
really surprised considering the number of.
Hello? You dropped out there.
Oh, damn it! I'm actually kind of surprised that, considering the number of American animations, kids TV shows that have gotten the Japanese treatment, so to speak, that they haven't made their own MLP show, or at least an Equestria Girl show, because man, they loved it. Especially the Koreans, they loved it too. It was actually kind of fun to watch it in Korean.
Wasn't there didn't one country actually make a live show of Equestria Girls, and it came off as completely disturbing?
Yes.
Are you talking about the one where the giant Twilight Sparkle pony came out on stage?
No, I'm talking about actual actresses. They painted their faces
That's
up.
the South Korea stuff. Yes.
Yeah, that's
there you go.
Yeah, like I said, Korea loves it. They love Equestria Girls.
I know it's a bit redundant to say this, but yeah, Japanese and the Eastern countries love it so much that they made their own introduction. Again, a little bit redundant to say that. I'm sure like every other country has made their own introduction to like dubbed over cartoons, but the Japanese put so much energy into this.
Actually, no. There are only two countries I've come across that a completely different intro to the show. It's Japan, obviously, and Italy.
Really?
Yeah. Italy has one of the best fucking intros to this show ever.
I'll take your word for it.
No, seriously, look up the Italian MLP. Just be like, why isn't our intro like this? I also, amazingly enough, speaking of Italian, I was able to find the entire movie of Equestria Girls 4 in Italian.
We do not condone piracy. Please buy your DVDs and films. But being said,
I only watched a little bit of it. I wanted to hear, and oh god, it was great. But you know, when you watch certain things, and that's why I really wish Rarity was here at the least, because Rares does know a fair amount about Japanese anime and the Japanese language. I knew 10 wasn't going to be here tonight, but I don't know. C'est la vie. But it's kind of interesting if you watch the show in like Japanese. You'll pick up certain things. Like they actually call them Princess Celestia. You'll hear them say that. So I'm just like, wait. Is there not a word for princess in Japanese?
Well, that's Hime or something.
No. Hime is one thing they can throw on, but it's more like the additional name to. It's additional to a name. Most of the time, if they're talking to if they're speaking to someone of an extremely high rank, like that, they add the honorific. Sometimes it's Sama, but the proper one should be Dono.
But yeah, they don't do that. They actually call her Princess Celestia. I'm like, that's kind of weird.
To each their own.
Although, I think one of the best things in the world, and again, damn, I wish Rarity was here, was somebody posted up a link of like Rarity whining in 13 different languages. And,
oh god.
It is glorious.
Mellow one, thank you.
The English version's just fine. I don't need to hear a Japanese version attempting to break every glass window within a 5-mile radius. Thank you.
It's like I was watching a bunch of Disney fails, and they had some at Disney Tokyo, and hearing the chipmunks in Japanese, Chip and Dale in Japanese was grating.
No.
Oh god, Japanese high-pitched? Ugh.
Yes. All right. That being said,
yes.
It's scary. It's scary. Though those are really annoying. Sometimes they're accurate. Sometimes the accuracy for Japanese VAs for American characters is really frightening. How accurate they are.
Oh yeah,
like Donald from Kingdom Hearts. It is Donald. It's fucking Donald. He's just speaking Japanese, and if you thought he was hard to understand in English. God. Oh my god, he's so hard to understand in Japanese. But it's clearly Japanese. But it's still clearly Donald fucking Duck.
And that actually does bring up another point. One of my favorite things I watched just last night was this guy posted a video of the Shadow Bolts of friendship games in Japanese. And damn, did they get good. They got so good there. Sure, like, Sour Sweet was perfect. She was actually even better in Japanese because she was so sweet and cute and happy when she was like that. But then when she turned on and just got to that grumpy voice, oh my god, did the actress sell it? I was like, is this the same girl?
There's loads of anime where you have girls who do that all the time. And that's pretty much primary.
Yeah.
Like they do that all the time. Like in front of everybody, they're sweet and they're loving and they're like, and that kind of thing. And then when they turn around and nobody's watching, oh my god, I'm gonna kill all these motherfucking assholes.
I think the best example of that has to be like, there's this character from Lucky Star. Like at the end of every episode, they have like this like, I don't know what it is, a talk show of some sort. There's this pink-haired girl who starts off the show all cheery and shit, and then like suddenly her demeanor just breaks and she's just like cursing, swearing, like picking at her ear. She doesn't like give two shits about anything.
The only thing they did screw up on, I think, and it's not necessarily a screw up, it's just I don't think it translated well, and it might just be cultural things with me. Was Sugarcoat. And we all know that Sugarcoat was that favorite character of pretty much the fandoms who was just that really monotone, blunt girl. When you hear her in Japanese, it doesn't work. You don't hear this monotone like voice coming out of the actress. You just hear Japanese voice actress. I'm just like, is this a cultural thing, or did this girl not try?
All right. If you want an example, I'd say watch the anime Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. Kobayashi-san, or Miss Kobayashi, who in the anime is fairly if she were to be dubbed in American, when that show gets dubbed in American, Kobayashi's going to be that deadpan voice. She's going to be that bored kind of, oh wow, Mod, get in here! I need you to do that. What? Yeah, she's gonna sound like that. Okay. Am I done? Yeah, you're done. All right.
Actually, real quick, Mod, I got a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, compared to your deadpan, what do you think about Sugarcoat?
I don't know who that is.
You were in the episode. You're in the movie, but okay.
She was a
Wrong
cameo.
Yeah, she was a cameo. That's right.
Wrong me. I'm a pony.
Yeah.
Oh, I heard a little inflection in there. I think Mod might want to slap a bitch if we keep talking about that.
Do we have anything about rocks to talk about? No,
Not yet.
Mod, we don't. Okay. Bye.
Well, hang on. I've got something we can talk
damn it.
about that does rock.
Anyway, but as far as it's just finishing up what I'm talking about. Just I find it really cool to watch the shows that you know so well, the shows and movies you know so well in another language, because you get to see different cultural aspects of it. Especially with and again, Japan loves this stuff, and it's not just the movies, Equestria Girls, because it's a high school magical girl setting, and it's like the show. They love the show itself because elements of harmony, Bushido code, they're very similar. So just saying. Anyway, if you guys want a treat, I'd suggest trying that out. Just go onto YouTube and just punch in a scene you have in mind and put in a language, and you'll easily find it. And you'll find links to others. German is particularly fun. I mean, it's amazing hearing the girls speak in these heavy German
Anything
language.
in German is fantastic. I remember this clip circulating Facebook of SpongeBob of all things. You remember that scene where he's practically strangling Mr. Krabs because he won't rehire Squidward over a stupid dime? See that in German. That is fucking hysterical.
And now for what Squirrel wanted to say.
Although I'm still upset that they didn't have
Time for what Squirrel wanted to talk about.
right.
If he's still here. Squirrely.
Yes, I'm still here. But yes,
What'd you want to say?
Hey, it's Starry!
talking about stuff that rocks. Samurai Jack, the latest episode.
Yeah.
Blood, and more blood.
It was a bloodbath.
So much blood.
So, yeah, as the heavy from Team Fortress 2 would say, so much blood!
So
Yeah.
much blood.
Wait, does he say
Basically,
that?
yes, he does.
He was like,
My reaction when this happened, with basically Jack spearing one of the daughters, I just say geez. Then it shoots the one of the other daughters shoots the crow. Jeez. Then
yeah.
Jack shoots the other daughter. Jeez.
Yeah,
This
it's
is my
just
entire reaction.
it's just holy shit, Jack just doesn't give two fucks anymore.
You.
But yeah, rewinding a bit to earlier, we see Jack with the stab wound, which, goddamn, they really focused on Jack pulling that dagger out of his abdomen. But yeah, him confronting his hallucinations again. Not only the Green Samurai, as well as the inner Jack, or whatever we're gonna call him. That twisted monstrosity. Yeah, shit got dark in this episode, but then something interesting happened. You remember the wolf from the previous episode? The one who we all thought was dead?
Yeah.
He's alive, and Jack finds refuge in a cave, and it's apparently the same cave that the wolf is going to take refuge in. And the funny thing is, the wolf doesn't attack Jack or anything. Like, they form a bond, like a cute little relationship.
Who knew wolves could burp?
Yeah.
Actually, wait. Can dogs burp?
This
I
one
don't
can.
know.
Sort of.
I guess they wanted to have a
they
little...
can. They can. I remember my golden retriever burping all the time.
What an odd thing to remember. But anyway. Yeah, the wolf isn't
Because
a
my
dick.
dad kept feeding him table scraps they shouldn't have.
But yeah, the wolf actually hunts food for Jack, who takes refuge in the cave, hiding from the assassins, and actually brings it to Jack. And then there's this cute scene where Jack's freezing cold, and then he wakes up and the wolf is curled around him, and it's like, oh.
Aww.
That's adorable.
The wolf even licks Jack's wounds. Like, Jack's just rubbing dirt and shit on it, and the wolf's just like, fuck no.
Your blood.
Well, they do that. They do that because dog saliva actually has
Antibacterial in it.
antibacterial properties and stuff in it.
Dogs' mouths actually are cleaner than human.
Yes.
Which is probably why when Jack tried to wash the wolf's wounds to kind of pay him back, the wolf just kind of snapped at him and was just like, hey, fuck you doing?
You're gonna kill me!
Yeah.
Let me clean it, you asshole!
I'm surprised Jack doesn't know that, though.
Well,
Well, it has been 50 years.
he's out of his element, like way out of his element. It took a flashback to get him back in his element, a flashback of his dad murdering the shit out of people.
Which, that scene with him being a little kid and his dad's murdering people, and then he turns back around and little Jack's face is covered in blood, and I'm just like, ooh, damn. That's
And
pretty
this is before he goes off in his whole...
Yeah. Yeah, this is
Yeah,
back when he
way
was-
before.
Well, obviously.
Like, Jack's playing with action figures. That's how long ago it is.
Then he realizes how horrible that stuff is.
Yeah, he realizes the reality of bloodshed. But yeah, his dad gave him some advice or whatever.
Son,
about
sometimes
how
you have to kill people because they're mean to you.
sometimes you have to cut a bitch. But no, it was actually the decisions you make and the outcome that occurs afterwards will define who you are. You can't outrun yourself. And so Jack finally comes to his senses, and now we get back to the fucking assassin shish kebab that Squirrel described for us. Yeah, Jack straight up murders two of the daughters of the Coon with
Actually,
spears.
Yeah, he does.
Then he murders another with her own blade.
Yet.
So
And
we
then he
still-
chucks the last three off a cliff.
So we still have not found out what happened to his sword.
No,
No.
not yet. We're getting there. But Tara / Angry Twilight really got to be angry with Jack because she just yells at him and berates him, and PG-13 cusses at him the whole time.
Oh, actually, yeah. Speaking of Tara, there was that one cute / sad scene of the assassins
with the
encountering
deer.
the wildlife. Yes, they have been shut off in that temple for all of their life. They have not seen nature or animals, so they see the deer and they're just like, "The fuck is that thing?" And then a buck comes behind the doe, and they see the antlers, and they just go, "Oh, it's a minion of a coon. It will surely eat the weaker creature." And then they nuzzle their noses, and they're just like, "The fuck are they doing?"
And then
What is this shit?
And then the alternate thought was, I thought they were actually going to do the thing, and that would have really confused everybody.
Yeah, let's
Of
not.
course, Swirl. Of course you think.
Why does it always go to sex with you?
Because I'm
Why is
lonely.
it deer sex?
Because Squirrel is a furry.
Oh God. Well,
I think I
he
can
is a
quote
squirrel.
Lauren Goodnight and remind everyone that we are all furries.
We're all fucking furries.
We are all
We're all
furries.
furries.
Lie if you want, but if you ever looked at Robin Hood in the Disney version of Robin Hood and thought he's kind of cute, or wanted to, or think that Judy Hopps is your waifu, you're a fucking furry.
Or if your very first TV crush as a boy was Princess Sally Acorn,
You're a fucking furry.
Yeah. But going back to the part where Jack chucks the last 3 daughters off a cliff. Not shitting you. He literally chucks them off a cliff.
He does. Well,
And-
my when she throws that barb chain at him and it wraps around his arm, and I'm just like, fucking ow.
Yeah.
Because you know those spikes are just stuck in his arm. That's gotta hurt.
But Jack's a badass.
Jack's
Like,
a badass.
when Ashi is literally hanging on by the fucking chain and is just going, "You samurai scum! You will die! You will die a horrible death! Die, 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 die!" Jack is just standing there with the chain wrapped around his arm, just going, "I don't give 2 shits. You're gonna go bye-bye now."
I really want to just like put that, like, the scene with Starlight going to Trixie. I just want to put, like, that's like Twilight's internal monologue. Just die, 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 die.
You will die a horrible death.
that would actually be very fitting.
That would be very
Just to hear Tara as Ashi saying that. Remember last week
like
when you
Twilight.
said, "Yeah,
she is. It is her
Squirrel.
Twilight voice, so it's just funny.
yeah, Squirrel." Remember when you said last week,
Will be someone.
or one of you said that it was like that the Daughters of Aku was like an army of irate Twilights. Yeah,
I said that. Yeah, it sounds like an army of 40-year-old Irish.
that's
just
Ashi.
like- Just like Starlight Glimmer when she got angry at Twilight. I sounded exactly like a 40-year-old pissed off at Tommy.
Sorry, said something.
Oh, sorry, Starry.
No, that's okay. I
No,
was just
what-
saying someone will probably reuse that like audio and redub some scene and have
Oh,
that.
totally.
Yes,
Well,
please.
They already did it once with Twilight and Tara Strong's other really raunchy character, Princess Clara.
Yeah, I know that one. I remember seeing that years ago. I was like, what? Back then.
Woo!
Anyway,
But yeah,
Oh,
that was
yeah.
it was a fantastic episode, and I'm hoping that the rest of them will prove just as good. It's going to be kind of weird because the Daughters of Aku were built up to be like the main threat before Aku himself. So yeah, going to be weird to see Jack take on anything but the Daughters of Aku now that they're all dead.
Well, how do we know they're all dead?
Hold on. Most of
Well,
them might
most
be
of them
dead,
were murdered.
except Aki. Aki's probably not going to be dead because Ashi, I don't know why I said Aki. Ashi is probably going to be the one that realizes, hey, he's not that bad. They're going to bond.
After surviving a fall down a cliff.
Did you watch the end credit trailer for the next episode? Trade.
I saw that he was in a cave full of creatures and toxic
That's
acid or some
probably
shit.
where that leads to.
Besides which, come on, Trade. Jack has survived worse.
Yes. So Ashi's probably going to. They're probably going to bond, and then I'm like 90% sure, and I hope I'm wrong. I'm 90% sure that she's going to sacrifice herself for him, and he's going to get flung back in time, and that's how things are going to end.
Yeah, I'd rather the assassins all just stay dead. I'm sorry, Tara, but the assassins should just stay dead. Stay dead. Don't know what happened to my English there, but you get the point.
Wasted.
It turned into English.
You get
Why
the
you
point,
talk
though,
funny?
because I just got home from work. Anyway, Samurai Jack. It's gonna be on tomorrow. New episode at 11. I'm gonna watch it.
Back to the past, Samurai Jack.
Jack.
Anyway,
But isn't it April Fool's Day for you guys tomorrow? Are you sure
Yes.
there's gonna be a new episode?
Oh God,
Yes.
you're right.
don't do this.
April
Don't
Fool's
do this,
Day.
Starry. Don't plant the seeds of doubt in my head.
Don't-
Yeah.
Are you
No,
sure?
Story. You
I am
reminded me.
sure.
I totally forgot. Tonight was our last episode forever. So
Yep.
Oh yeah.
We did talk about this. We discussed. Should we wait until the now? Squirrel
Okay.
obviously does not care anymore.
no.
Squirrel no longer cares. So, guys, this is the very last episode ever. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah,
We're kidding. You
Damn
know,
it.
we're kidding.
Well,
Preemptive
damn it.
she might be kidding. I might not. So
You better be fucking kidding. Better go to hell pay.
What
It's
else
all-
am I
it's
gonna
all right,
do
it's
with
all
my
right,
weekends?
it's all
I'll
right,
have to go in and
Fanny.
socialize with people.
It's
Don't
okay.
make me talk to actual
Fan-
human beings.
Fanny,
This
it's
is
okay.
socializing with other people.
If you want the show so bad, you can run it.
I don't have this. My computer is shit.
hire.
Well, you'll improvise.
No.
Yeah, we'll improvise.
Oh,
In
I know
the
what we
form
can
of a
do.
Tanuki boy.
Where is that recruiting?
Squirrel. I know what we could do.
What?
Since you don't want to do it anymore, let's call one of your former nemesis at some of those other places. Be like, hey, do you want to take over Squirrel's shit?
Final draft.
Wait, I have nemesises?
Yeah,
Nemesis.
Draft. We'll call Draft and see if he can help us out with that.
Draft
No.
is probably dead.
Wow.
Way to be blunt. Do you have something to do with that?
No.
Excuse me.
No.
I'm sorry, I can't believe you, Squirrel. You don't sound convincing at all.
No, I'm okay. He's probably not dead, but I'm sure he's probably not in a very happy place either.
He's in a prison cell.
Ouch. Damn,
Anyway.
sorry.
Going away from the subject of dead radio shows and dead people.
I didn't kill
Oh my you guys.
How about a music break?
Okay, music break. That's a good
Okay.
idea.
You're listening to Tree Time on Celestia Radio, all fandom
Us.
all the time, except when people are dead.
Squirrel is a morbid dick.
Oh boy, we're back for
12 minutes.
2 minutes.
Oh.
Is Lauren doing 8-bit?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
It's
Holy
the
shit.
second. It's the second week. Basically, with that show, it's every 2 weeks now.
Oh.
So this is the second week. So
Pulling a
next
nostalgia
week,
critic.
yeah, kind of, sort of. We're
Well.
probably going to be having a shit show.
Ooh.
What, tomorrow?
No, today.
Tonight.
Oh,
For
tonight.
8-bit. Just
Oh.
because we don't really know what to do.
Pray tell, what does that pertain?
We're gonna have Miss Bree on again, the book author, and she's gonna be discussing 1800s underwear.
Ooh, Victorian underpants.
I guess some pantaloons. So I guess stick around for that. I'll be playing a lot of ska music tonight because that's what she wanted. So get ready for a bunch of stuff from
Ska music? Oh,
yeah, punk ska.
I actually, funniest thing I found while I was on my phone last night looking up YouTube videos, an ad played, and I thought it was going to be another political ad, but then it was the best parody I've ever heard.
Okay.
It was a rock emo song from the early 2000s done to all the stupid things Trump has complained about. It was so funny. It literally, they took sections of speeches where he complained about how the media or people are against him, about how awesome he is, and they put it to a tune of an emo song.
I think it was better to
Lovely.
see Skeletor dancing sexy to, what was that song? Remember My Name.
Yes, remember my name. That was brilliant. Max, that was some damn impressive Skeletor cosplay.
And the He-Man.
And the He-Man, that was pretty good.
In any case, Squirrel, do you want to end the show here and get ready for it bit?
I'm pretty much ready to go.
Alrighty.
We can probably talk for another 4 or 5 minutes, maybe.
Well, not much to talk about
Okay.
except Argle Flargle Blargle.
All right. Well, everyone say your goodbyes then.
Bye.
See y'all tomorrow.
See y'all tomorrow.
Maybe.
Bye, folks.
Uh,
Saying, if you ever want to laugh, just remember. Oh, I'm sorry. If you're ever feeling bad about yourself, just remember. Squirrel is a tiny rodent who is absolutely perverted, and somehow he manages to run an entire radio show program.
I
So
have
if he
to
can
run
do it,
from button to button.
You can do it.
he's so small.
We need a
He's so
video of that.
tiny.
We do.
We do have a video of that. I made it. Here, I'll post it here, and I'll post it in the chat too. Let me go to my channel, and yes, we're gonna still be on air because I don't care anymore.
Squirrel don't give two shits.
I don't care anymore. There it is. Copy link. Posting it here
Believe the video title is "Why Am I So Small?"
and here. There you go.
Yep.
I've seen it.
Watch it, 10K. It's funny. It's only like 2 seconds.
Sweet.
And the reason you're small, Squirrel, is because you're a fucking rodent.
I know.
Yes, you're a squirrel.
Oh, hey, I'm in there.
That's the picture that Fanny made of all of us.
I
Yes.
never saw that.
You didn't? I thought I
You never
showed
saw
it.
that picture?
Nope, I never saw it.
Hold on, I can share it.
In the meantime,
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody.
Yeah.
Bye again.